let's take a look at number 5. Okay, so let's match each inequality to the graph of its solution. So these are our inequalities that they are talking about. So in order to graph them, right, I'm going to put it in slope-intercept form. So the first one I'm going to do is 2x minus 5y, right, is greater than or equal to 20. So 2x minus 5y, is greater than or equal to 20. Minus 2x on both sides. Negative 5y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 20. I'm not done. I need to have y by itself. So we are going to have that cancel out, and we get y is greater than or equal to, this negative cancels out and it just becomes 2 over 5. 20 divided by negative 5 is negative 4. And because we divided by a negative number, this is going to flip to less than. So we have, don't forget the x here, a positive slope. So just looking at this, I can see this is a positive slope and this is a positive slope. Okay, and this is a positive slope. Now, we know it can't be this one because if x is 0, y is negative 4. So it has to be either this one or this one. Okay, so let's take a look. 2, 3. Let me see where this line crosses again. It is really hard to see, so I'm going to use my calculator to double check. So I have negative 2 over 5 minus 4. I messed up, sorry. This is actually just 2 over 5. Okay. And I can see here, from this, it looks like this is going to be the answer. So I'm actually going to look at when x is 9 or 10, what y is. So I'm going to go to the table, and when x is, okay, 10, y is 0, that looks like it's about here. So it's definitely this one. This is A. Okay, so I used my table to try to figure out, well, where am I going to be crossing the x-axis? Okay, you could have also used algebra. So I'm going to look at the next one. 5x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 20. So we have 5x plus 2y is greater than or equal to 20. Okay, and minus 5x minus 5x. Okay, then we have 2y is greater than or equal to negative 5x plus 20. Divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 2. Y is greater than or equal to negative 5 over 2x plus 10. Okay, so it's negative slope. So we know it's going to either be this one, right, or this one. And I could see from here that it crosses the y-intercept at 10 there. And it's rise over 1. So 1, 2 is our run. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's B is this one, right? Now, I can also go into my y equals to check it, and I have negative 5 over 2 plus 10. I'm going to graph that, and we can see that it clearly is this one. Okay, so let's take a look at C. 4x minus 10y is less than or equal to 20. So we have 4x plus 10y is, I'm just going to check it. No, it's minus 10y is less than or equal to 20. Minus 10y is less than or equal to 20. So we have negative 10y is less than or equal to negative 4x plus 20. Negative 10 we're going to divide by, and negative 10. I like to separate them. You can write it as negative 4x plus 20 over negative 10. I like to separate them because you're going to have to anyway. Okay, so now we have y is less than, oh, we're dividing by a negative, so it's going to become greater than, equal to. Okay, remember when we divide by a negative, the sign flips. So we have negative 4 over negative 10. This cancels out and becomes positive, right? So we have 4 over 10 is actually 2 over 5x. 20 divided by negative 10 is negative 2. So we have a positive slope. Okay, so it has to be this one or this one, and it says greater than. Okay, so I'm going to bet that this is C. Wait, yes. And I'm just going to double check. Okay, I want to get rid of that negative, and this is going to be 2 over 5 minus 2. Graph. Okay. Wait. Okay, so we can see it's still hard to tell. So I might want to go, okay, first I could just see right here. When x is 0, y equals negative 2. When x is 0, y equals negative 2. Over here, it's negative 4. Okay, so without even using the graph. So now we have D, 4x minus 5y is greater than or equal to 20. So we have 4x minus 5y is greater than or equal to 20. So negative 5y greater than or equal to negative 4x plus 20. Divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5, divide by negative 5. This is going to change and flip. This is going to become y. This is going to become positive. So it'll be 4 over 5x. And that's negative 4. Okay, so, right, I could automatically say that it's D. What do I mean by automatic? I know that we can see it is a positive slope, and its intercept is at negative 4. It's y-intercept, right? Y-intercept right there. What do I mean by intercept? It's where the graph crosses the y-axis, where the line crosses the y-axis, okay? So the only one we have left for the last thing would be E, okay? So I hope people don't think that there was like one right answer here. You had to figure out which inequality matched the graph, okay? All right. So I'm just going to do this into slope-intercept form. First thing I'm going to do is divide everything by 2, and we get x plus 5y is greater than, or I mean is less than or equal to 20. Okay, so then we get 5y is less than or equal to negative x. Okay, oh, this should be 10. Nope, it's definitely not. So why do I always gotta be a smarty? Oh, yeah, it is. 5y is less than or equal to, right, negative x plus 10 divided by 5, divided by 5, divided by 5. This becomes negative 5th x plus 2. And that makes sense. This is that plus 2. And we see that it's less than. Okay? So how did I get there that fast? You could have done a different route. I just divided this all by 2 because I saw a common factor. So I reduced it to this. Could I have just left it alone? I could have. And just moved 2x to the other side? I could have. But I wanted to just reduce it because it was easier to work with, or supposedly it should have been, but I am exhausted, so I do make little errors here and there. Okay. I am trying not to. And if you catch any, please let me know so I could either override them on the video or just make it a new video. So let's take a look at number 6. This says, graph the solution to the inequality 8x plus 10y is less than 40. Now again, this is all divided by 2. So I'm going to have 4x plus 5y is less than 20. So now we are going to have 5y is less than. Okay, negative 4x plus 20. Divide by 5, divide by 5. Okay. Y is less than negative 4 over 5x. And then we have 20 divided by 5 plus 4. So I know it looks like I did it differently, but this actually means, okay. All right, so I know that it is going to be a negative slope, so it's going to go this way, right? And I know at 4, it's going to cross here. And I know it's rise over run, so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, so that's going to be my graph. I'm going to take a straight edge, which I don't have, so I'm just going to use, actually I have one right here. Look at me. Use a ruler, straight edge, and just make that line. Okay. Now it says graph the inequality y is less than. What did I do wrong? Well, that's my graph that is equal to and less than. It's very hard to draw in here. Okay. It should be dashed. And it looks really hard to tell that I dashed it, so I'm going to actually okay. And this is going to shade because it's less than, it's going under the line. Okay, pretty simple. Okay. Let's take a look at number 7. There's only 9 questions to the review. There's 7 questions on the exam. Okay, so let's start with this. Pet grooming business charges $14 for a dog grooming session and $7 for a cat grooming session. The owner wants to earn at least $400 and can handle a maximum of 40 grooming sessions this week. The graph represents the groomer's constraints. List 2 points that could represent the number of dogs and cat grooming sessions, cats grooming sessions that meet the groomer's goals. So these are the sessions, okay? We have a system of equations happening here, okay? Now, just from looking at this, I can tell this area is where the graphs overlap, okay? So I want to look for a point in that area. Okay, so I'm actually just going to pick right here. And that point, it wants me to list two. So that point is 22, 4, 6. So we have x as 26 and our y is 10. That's one point. And then I'll pick another point. How about right here? And our x will be 28 because there's like little lines in between moving by 2's. So our x is 28 and our y is 2, 4. Now, our equation, that's enough there, right? It doesn't say that you have to write anything else, okay? Just to check it though, so you see, okay, so D plus C is less than or equal to 40. Okay, well, 10 plus 26 is less than or equal to 20. 40 is less than or equal to 40. 28 plus 4 is less than or equal to 40, right? Dogs plus cat grooming sessions. We also have this inequality of 14D plus 7C is greater, we want actually, 14D plus 7C is greater than or equal to 400, right? Because we want to earn more than $400, okay? So very easily, I'm just going to plug in 14 times 26 plus 7 times 10. It's greater than 400. 14 times 28 plus 7 times 4, greater than 400, okay? These points are working for both in the system, okay? They are a solution to the system when the inequalities overlap, okay, on the graph. Let's take a look at number 7. Nope, number 8, sorry. Take a look at number 8. It's a lot of words on the page now. Let me see if I can adjust the camera to get it. Okay. Okay. A jewelry maker is showcasing her pendants at an arts festival. The fee to rent a booth at the festival is $150. The cost of materials for each pendant is $5. The artist is pricing the pendants at $15 each. The inequality 15p is greater than 150 plus $5, 5p, 5.00p, represents the condition under which the artist earns a profit. Will the artist generate a profit if she sells 12 pendants? Demonstrate your reasonings. So if p equals 12. So we would have 15 times 12 is greater than 150 plus 5 times, well, you could do it as $5 or 5, right? I'm just going to do 5 times 12. Well, 15 times 12 is 180. La 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 la. 5 times 12 plus 150 is 210. So she's not gonna make a profit at 12 pendants, okay? Because 180 is not greater than 110. Now, another way you could do this is if you were to solve for P, which remember, this is just a 5. I don't need all that. So we have 15P minus 5P is greater than 150. So we have 10P is greater than 150. Okay, 10 divided by 10. P is greater than 15. So P needs to be greater than 15. So automatically I know 12 isn't going to work. So you can do it by showing this, that when I plug in 12, right, when I substitute P with 12, right, the inequality is not true. Therefore, right, 12 pendants will not generate a profit. Or you can solve the inequality to find that P has to be greater than 15. Therefore, 12 pendants would not satisfy, will not allow the artist to generate a profit. Formulate an inequality to indicate the number of pendants P the artist needs to sell in order to achieve a profit. Provide your explanation. Well, in order to achieve a profit, we've already done that, really, okay? So we're just solving for P here, okay? So 15P, I'm just going to put it here, greater than 150 minus plus 5P, right? We said was 10P is greater than 150. Divide by 10, and we ended up with P is greater than 15. Okay? So the artist needs to sell at least 15 pendants. Everything greater than 15 pendants is going to provide a profit. So at 15 pendants, it will not provide a profit. A profit means that they are making money more than what they actually had to pay for everything. Okay? Okay, a student has launched a tutoring business. He charges $10 for each hour spent tutoring math and $25 for each hour spent tutoring science. Since he is still in school, he is allowed to work a maximum of 10 hours. His goal is to earn at least $200 a week. Create a system of equations or inequalities that models the situation. Clearly define the variables you choose. So I'm going to make M, or tutoring math. I like working with X and Y, but because it's math, I'll use M. So hours tutoring math, or spent tutoring math. Number of hours spent tutoring science is S. It's just what they are, right? M is M. I'm going to turn it to is instead of equals. Is S. All right. And then I have, okay, 10 hours a week is the maximum. So M plus S, right, has to be less than or equal to 10, right? Then we're going to include our money that has to do with money. So hours I kept with hours. Now we're going to start working with money. So we know it's $10 an hour to tutor math, and it's $25 to tutor science. And he wants to earn at least, so greater than or equal to $200. Okay, that's your inequality there. This is your system of inequalities. Now, I don't really like working with M&S. I just wanted to show you that you can, but I would actually X, Y. I hate working with other. X, Y, and I know math is X because I looked at the graph and looked at my accesses, okay? So I put it as X, okay? The graph shows one of the relevant equations in the context. Draw the graph of the other relevant equation. So this is y less than or equal to negative x plus 10. Okay, so this is going to be x, no, 25y. Actually, let's just divide everything by 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2x plus 4y equal to, I believe, 40. Okay. And we have 4y is greater than equal to negative 2x plus 40. Okay. We end up with y is greater than or equal to negative 1/2 plus 10. That's problematic. Oh, this should have been a 5y. That makes sense now. All right. So this is a 5y. And this is a 5. So this doesn't become a half. And this is a 5. I'm doing something wrong. I'm just going to stick with the original equation. How do I know I'm doing something wrong? Because this is 15 there. So it's crossing the B should be 15. And 40 divided by 5 is not 15. So let me just go and do it the long way. Nope. I am getting 8 still. getting the same answer. So that is leading me to believe that the graph is wrong, which is quite possible, but I'm pretty sure I used Desmos to do the graph. So I'm actually just going to regraph it right here and now. That's how awesome I am. So our original graph, negative x plus 10. Okay, and that'll be at 10, right? And it's going to go negative, and that's at 10. Okay, so that's our first line. I don't have a straight edge right now, but I'm just going to draw it. Okay, then we have our next one is at positive 8, where this is going to be. Okay, and negative over 5x plus 8. Table, and okay, and we have just in case you can't see, I'm actually going through here. When x is 20, y is 0. Okay. I don't know where that 15 came from, but okay. So for the first equation, we have y is greater. Hope you're noticing I'm not using this anymore. Okay, and for the second equation, we have, oops. For the first equation, we have y is less than. That was mistaken. Let me see what happens here. Hold on. And for the second equation, we have y is greater than. So where do they overlap? Right in here. Okay, illustrate all the points that represent the number of hours that a student can work in each subject and meet their earning goals. Okay, so I had to graph both of them out. I don't know where this came from or why there was a mistake there, but there was, and I fixed it. So I just drew a new graph. Your test is going to have the graph correctly, and then you'll have to draw the second one, okay? And you have to think about it just like I had to think about some of this, right? Remember that this line is, right, y is greater than or equal to negative 2 over 5x plus 8. And this line is y is less than or equal to negative x plus 10. Okay? Just so you see that. These are the points. That's illustrated. What they mean by that is shade. Now, if you wanted to shade this, you don't have to shade it the way I did. You could also have done this. If this comes out. And just shaded that area. I like to shade it all. And then just see, oh, that's my area, it overlaps. Okay, I hope you guys do well. Let me know if you have any questions, and have a good night.